John, I heard in Congress, I think it was yesterday or the day before, they were talking about Australia specifically and talking about AUKUS, the arrangement between Australia, the United Kingdom and America on defence. So it's clearly top of mind there with the US, the AUKUS agreement. How important is AUKUS in terms of us negotiating, lowering tariffs, etc., the 10% going forward? How important is the Australian relationship, John?
Well, I think it's important, Rowan, and I certainly hope it's important. We got to distinguish between our friends and our enemies,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Australia is very much a friend, and I think the American people understand that. I think the vast majority of Americans look at some of this sabre-rattling that's going on with respect to tariffs, and they get the point. They say, okay, all right, the playing field has not been level. In some ways, it has not been advantageous to the United States. Trump wants a fair deal. At the end of the day, I think he wants more international trade, not less. And he certainly wants that trade to be with our friends and our allies like Australia and not with communist China.
Now, away from tariffs, there was an amusing story this week that the White House Press Secretary, Caroline Leavitt, has just put out a directive that she won't respond to emails from journalists who announce their pronouns in their email signatures. She just said these sorts of people aren't interested in facts, so why would I deal with them? I think it's a fantastic rule. What can you tell us about this, John?
Well, first of all, Rita, it's very funny. I mean, Caroline Leavitt is doing a fantastic job as White House press secretary. And right, she said, look, if you put pronouns in your signature, it means you're not interested in truth, not interested in facts. You can't be a good reporter. I think there's something else going on here, though, that's interesting. The liberals are always so confident that they're on the side of good, right? And when reporters do things like put pronouns in their email signature, that's often referred to as virtue signaling, right? And I think it's important to stand up to them and say, no, what you're doing isn't good. It's bad. It's not a virtue. It's a vice. And come out and criticize it and say, no, you're wrong about that. And that's what I like to see here.
And also, John, Trump is demanding that UK universities, which get funding from the US, a similar thing has happened here in Australia, they have to prove that they're not on the woke train, that they don't have all this DEI nonsense. So we're talking, major British universities. We've had universities here running around like headless chooks going, oh my goodness, we're going to have to ditch our pronouns and all of this. But Trump's serious. He's reshaped. He's taking the war on woke around the world.
Well, Rowan, with all due respect to Australian universities or British universities, I don't know why we are supporting them.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
The American people are not crazy about supporting American universities the way things are going. So I guarantee you they're going to be behind Trump if he wants to cut back on the support that we're giving to foreign universities.
Rita.
Oh, dear. Well, yeah, this is the whole philosophy of Doge, isn't it? Why are Americans backing this stuff? How do you see the relationship with Elon Musk and Donald Trump? There was a lot of conjecture in the past week that Elon wants to exit the administration. He's got significant business interests that he should be focusing on. What is his lifespan in the administration? Because surely you can't expect the world's richest man to continue to work for free for the Trump administration.
Well, Elon Musk was hired as a special government employee with, I believe, a 130-day tenure. Now, I suppose that could be extended or whatever, but it was never intended that Elon was going to be a long-term employee of the federal government. And I think he's done an enormous amount of good in a short amount of time. Obviously, he has other interests he needs to tend to. What I hope is that his Doge team remains and the Doge work continues, because it is vitally important. The amount of waste, the amount of outright fraud and corruption that they are bringing to light is just unbelievable. And that effort really needs to continue.
John, I forgot to mention at the beginning of the show that your pronouns are president and editor of Powerline. So, great as always to chat to you, John Hinderaker, and thanks so much for coming on, and we'll speak again soon. Thanks so much.